Hello students, today we are going to read chapter 12 Simple Machines. Observe and discuss. In the following pictures, certain devices are used to accomplish certain tasks more easily. Name the device and discuss how they help. Such devices, which are used to get more work done in less time and less effort, are called machine. The nail cutter, the bottle opener, the wheel used to push the load shown in the picture are all machines. They have only one or two parts and a simple and easy structure. Such machines are called simple machines. Simple machines can be handled easily and there is less chances of these machines breaking down or getting damaged. We use many such machines in our day-to-day life. Can you tell? Observe the machine shown in the pictures. For what purpose are they used? Can you name some other machines of this kind? These machines have many parts which carry out many processes for completing a task. For this purpose, the parts are joined to one another. Therefore, these machines are called complex machines. Sums of the part of such complex machine are actually simple machines. The structure of complex machine is complicated. In our day-to-day life, we use similar or complex machines depending upon the task to be carried out and the time and efforts required to do it. Let us learn about some simple machine. An inclined plane. A heavy drum is to be loaded onto a truck. Ravi chose the plank A while Hamid chose the plank B. Rahi did not use a plank at all. First, who would find the drum heaviest to load? Second, who find it lightest? Which one of the planks A and B is longer? Which one has a steeper slope? What can we conclude from this? If a slanting plank is used to lift a weight, we have to bear less of the weight and lifting it's become easier. Such a plank is called inclined plane. The more gradually the slope, the lesser is the weight we bear. But such an inclined plane is longer. The steeper the slope, the shorter the inclined plane, but we have to bear a greater weight. Cut out a triangle piece of paper ABC. Draw a red line along the edge AC. Roll the paper around a pencil as shown in the picture. What do you see? The inclined side AC of the triangle descends gradually from A to C. The threads on a screw are made in the same way. That is why when a screw is fitted in wood, it goes in as if it is going down an inclined plane. Therefore, less force is required to fit a screw than to hammer a nail. In other words, a screw is like a rolled up inclined plane made of an iron strip. A winding road or guard that goes up a mountain is also like an inclined plane wrapped around the mountain. It helps big vehicles to climb up and down the mountain easily. Observe and discuss. Two routes, namely a pathway and a road, are available to climb the mountain shown in the picture. Compare the time and strength and your convenience required to reach the mountain top. In the past, in Greek, scientist Archimedes invented the machine shown in the picture. That is why it is called the Archimedes screw. It was used to lift water from the hold of a ship. Archimedes used a round pipe fitted with a rod inside it. The pipe was placed at an angle of 45 degrees with one end inside the water and the rod resting on the flat surface. When the rod was turned, water got filled in the device. A wedge. An axe is used for cutting wood. A sharp tool is formed on joining two inclined planes, such as tool is called a wedge. A wedge is used for breaking an object into two pieces. or two separate objects stuck together. An axe, a knife, or a chisel are some examples of this simple machine. A needle and a nail are also kind of wedges. Use your brain power. A needle is required for stitching cloth. We use a edge of knife becomes blunt. We use a knife for cutting fruit. If the tip of a needle or the edge of the knife become blunt, then the needle does not penetrate the cloth and knife does not cut into the fruit. Why is this so? A lever. A farmer is using a strong crowbar to remove the big stone bogged down in the farm. Such a machine is called lever. A lever has three parts, namely effort, load, and fulcrum. The support at which the rod of a lever is rested is called the fulcrum of a lever. The lever rotates about the fulcrum. The weight lifted by a lever or the force against which the lever acts is called the load. The arm of the lever from the fulcrum to the load is called the load arm. The force applied on the other end of the rod to lift the load is called the effort. The part of the lever from the fulcrum to the effort is called effort arm. Let's try this. Place a pencil on a table. Place a ruler on it at right angles with it. Put a paperweight on one end of the ruler. Press the other end with your finger to lift the weight, which are the load arm, the effort arm, and the fulcrum of this lever. Now go on increasing the distance between the paperweight and the pencil by 4 centimeters every time and see whether the paperweight can be lifted when placed at each of those distances. What do you find? As the effort arm becomes longer and longer compared to the load arm, less and less force is required to lift the paperweight. Such a lever is called a lever of the first order. Second, the picture shown how we use an opener to remove the cap of a sauce bottle. Try do the same yourself. To remove the tight fitting cap, the opener is rested on the cap and we apply a force on the opposite end of the corner to pull it upwards. The cap also gets pulled up and the opener rotates about the fulcrum. Where are the fulcrum, load and effort in this case? How do we lift an object using tongs? The weight or the load is at one end of the arms of the tongs. We apply efforts in the middle of the arms. It means the efforts is applied in the middle of the lever, while the fulcrum and the load are at the opposite ends. There are three types of levers depending upon the position of the effort, the fulcrum and the load. Lever of the first order. The fulcrum is in the center, the load is at one end while the effort is at the other end. Lever of the second order. The load is in the center, the fulcrum on one side and the effort on the other side. Lever of the third order. The fulcrum, the effort is in the center, the fulcrum on one side and the load on the other side. Use your brain power. Some machines we use in our day-to-day life are shown in the picture. What is the type of lever in each of these? Let's try this. A pulley. Take a pencil, some sticking tape, an empty reel of thread, half a meter of thick thread, a weight such as an eraser that can be tied to the thread, Play-Doh. Place the pencil on the table so that it juts over the edge of the table. Fix it firmly to the table using the sticking tape. Insert the reel over the part of the pencil that juts out. Put a lump of the Play-Doh on the tip of the pencil so that the reel does not come off. Draw the thick thread having the weight at one end over this reel. What happens when the loose end of the thread is held and pulled up? The weight tied at the other end gets lifted up. Such a device with a grooved wheel and thread designed to lift weight is called pulley. How does it help to use a pulley? If we use pulley, force can be applied in the downward direction for lifting the weight in an upward direction. This is convenient and easy. You must have seen some examples of pulleys in day to day use. Make a list of these. Can you tell? A wheel and axle. All of you must have enjoyed sitting on a gained wheel. What makes the gained wheel go round? The gained wheel is fitted to a rod at its center. The rod is called an axle. Where the axle starts rotating with the help of electricity, the wheel fitted to it also start rotating. This combination of an axle and a wheel is simple machine. We see innumerable examples of its use. When the pedal of a bicycle is rotated, the wheels start rotating. How does this happen? Maintenance of machine. Parts of machine rub against one another when they are used. Soiled, dusty parts create more friction. Some parts affected by the weather rust and erode. Machine get damaged or become useless due to such wear and tear. To avoid this, it is very important to take care of machines. During the maintenance of machine, all its parts are wiped clean. Oil or lubricant is released between parts that rub against each other so that there is less friction between them and wearing is reduced. Machines are covered when not in use to prevent dust settling on them. To prevent the effect of weather, metallic parts in a machine are painted externally and the machine are always kept dry. Do you know big factories have a separate department for the maintenance of machine? Factories are closed at regular fixed periods for the maintenance of machines. Always remember, if machines are not properly maintained, they will be of no use when we actually need them. Before we use machine, we must learn how to handle it properly so that there are no accidents. What we have learned: machines are used for reducing effort and doing more work in less time. Some machines are simple while others are complex. The wedge, the lever, the inclined plane, the pulley, and the wheel and axle are simple machines. There are three types of levers based on the position of efforts, load, and fulcrum. Machines should be maintained properly to keep them in good working condition. Science watch. To carry out a task efficiently, sometimes we have to use a trick. The trick can be effected with a machine. Try to make a useful machine from old, unused junk material. Find an old fountain pen and use it to devise a machine.